All right. If you feel like something is coming, things are ramping up, things are heating up in this world, and you're concerned about it and you don't know what to do, you're in the right place. At the end of this video, I'm going to give you two things you can do to help prepare your mind, your body, your spirit for what's coming. And I'm going to give you an actual exercise you can do daily to help you with this. But first, why is this happening and what is happening? Quickly. Well, we could say that it's a huge shift. Every 26,000 years, there's a huge shift that happens, a cycle. You can look that up. I'm not going to get into all of that. Many people have done videos on it. But what's important to know is these shifts usher in huge transformations, huge changes. It's a window, and it's usually a window of opportunity as well as crisis, because people use this window for whatever they want it to be. So certain elite can use it for a way to program people with fear and usher in agendas, but the masses, or people who can see what's happening, can utilize this as a way to activate, to align with a higher light, a higher consciousness. Because as these institutions fall away, as these mass belief systems fall away, as things get exposed, there's going to be a lot of uncertainty. As you can see, a lot of confusion. And that's mirrored in the increase in storms, the increase in hurricanes. You can think of it like what's happening is a spiritual hurricane, a turning and twisting of consciousness that's happening within people as a whole, where things that people used to believe, they don't believe anymore, where things that they thought was certain, they're not certain about anymore, where events look random and don't make sense, or reality just doesn't make sense to them anymore. And this is a pattern that happens, but this time is really special as well. And many, in other periods, people have talked about times when there's shifting of ages or changing of processions. And it's like a huge transformation that happens, and people got to be ready for it, because people tend to hold on to the old because the new looks scary. So how do you navigate yourself through this? And how do you find your center and make use of this? Well, realize that there is a higher light within us, a divine light within us that is guiding us and calling us to align. So you can see this as a way for us to align back to that light. If you think of it like perhaps humanity back in the days were really blocked from this light, or appeared to be blocked, this is an opportunity because of things moving around, things not being so solid, being more liquidy, being more ripe and fertile for change and open. Then your mind, your consciousness is really being prepared to align with this new consciousness, this new light. If you don't get into fear and into mass programming, that is the issue. So what do you do? Well, the first thing out of two, number one, is to get to the eye of the hurricane. I was always taught this by my spiritual teachers. And what is, a hurricane has an eye, and it's the calmest part at the center of a hurricane, where it seems like nothing is happening and it's all good and it's calm and it's peaceful. But the outside of the hurricane is wild. I mean, that's where you get the strongest winds in the storm. So that's a metaphor for what we can do in times of uncertainty, or in times where things don't make sense and change is happening and we don't have answers yet. And that I exists within us. That's really the metaphor. That I is our center that never changes. It's the you that has already transcended the problems that you're dealing with, or the problems that you're facing. It's already transcended that, right? It is the truth that exists in you, and no one can find this for you. Nobody could really explain this to you so that you truly feel it. You have to find it for yourself. The good news is what's really in the way of finding this are our attachments, what we attach ourselves to, our fears, our beliefs. And the more we cling on to these things, the more we hold on to it, the more we're getting away from the I, and then you'll get beat up by those winds. So for example, just to take it home, during this time, people could be out of work. They could be losing a job, or they're laid off from something that was their identity. This is, I am so and so. I am a fireman, or I'm a teacher. I'm whatever it is. And now that's over now. And how do you move into this new phase? Or I'm someone who owns a house. I'm a home, and then you find, boom, the house gets taken away, or you weren't able to afford it. The hurricane has come and taken your house. And I know that is challenging and difficult. I'm not downplaying this, but what I'm saying is, if you're in situations where you've done the best you could do, and certain things are just happening without your control, then the key is to find that center by helping yourself relax your grip, your attachments, your clinging, your need for this to be the way you want it to be, and that's going to bring up your attachment. Like, I am this or I am that. It's going to expose the thing that you attach yourself to, and it gave meaning to you. It gave a sense of foundation, maybe even pride or self-worth. And if that gets taken away, you can feel like you are being, your foundation, like who you are, is being stripped, and you are lost. But your center, that's an illusion, because your center, the I, will show you that, who is this I that can be lost? Who is this I that can be in turmoil? It's going to reveal to you that you're not this I, and you've never been this I. And I know it sounds like a pie in the sky, but it's something that, if you really want to go on this path, you've got to experience, you've got to practice, and it will be revealed to you. The key is to gently learn how to let go of those fears and start to trust. Trust in this light within you. Trust in this power within you that knows better than you, has a higher vantage point. And when you can allow even, say, 5% of that, maybe you start and you can only, what would 2% of trust look like? What would that feel like? If I gave up 2% of worrying and stressing, how would that feel? If I knew that I was taken care of, even if I couldn't see the way, right? How would I feel? And if you can allow more and more trust to fill into those places, that's you getting closer and closer and closer to your center that will protect you, that will guide you, because that's where the answers are. In that space of trust, quiet, that space of, you don't have all the answers right now, but you're opening yourself to receive them. And allowing that I to carry you to where you need it. Because wherever it's carrying you, it's obviously dismantling the things you didn't need. You thought you needed it. But if it's being dismantled, it's being dismantled for a reason. It's also bringing up illusions. Illusions are like what I mentioned with the I. Ideas of who you thought you were. Maybe you derived your self-worth from that job, or from that relationship, or from that status. And if that's gone, now what? You could feel bare, forgotten, abandoned. It's going to bring these things up. But if you have your center with you, then you know that you could never be abandoned, that you could never be left alone, that you could never lack. And that is a process, but a deeply healing process. As you do that, and as you go more into your center, and you feel it 10%, you feel it 15%, you feel it 20%, you'll start to see the illusions of the worry, the confusion fall away. And that's you contacting that inner light. That's you strengthening yourself with the truth of who you really are. So what's number two? Number two now is, once you're practicing getting into this center every day, your thing is now to understand this idea, and that every idea of lack, whatever it may be, whatever you may feel you lack or don't have or need, it doesn't have to be money or prosperity, but if it's safety, you don't feel safe, that's a form of lack. And so all forms of lack have to do with one thing and one thing only: the idea of being separated from this divine consciousness and divine unity within you. This fear of being separated. And so that is going to be challenged. You're going to face that. Your task is going to be to unite with ideas of unity within you, of unity with the divine. And that's going to help you make sense of what's happening in the world, what's happening in your life. It's going to restore a sense of meaning and purpose to things that are beyond this video or what I could tell you or anybody else can tell you. It's personal. It's an individual thing. But yet, it's also a mass thing people are experiencing as this light increases. Because as the light increases, the illusions are exposed in order for us to help them fall away. So, just to recap, I want you to see any lack as just a form of separation, not as truth, but a form of separation, a symbol of the idea that you could be separated, you could ever be separated from the divine, or what people call God, or the higher consciousness. And that is not true. That is a human journey that people took down here, a dream that people are in, that has convinced them that somehow they are separated from the divine, that somehow they're separated from love. And humanity's created a dream so convincing that it seems so real. Well, that's what these dreams are designed to do. They're designed to make us feel like they're real. Just think about when you sleep at night and you have a quote-unquote dream. Your body reacts to it as if it's real. Think about when you're watching a movie, your body reacts to it as if it's real. You know the movie's not real. You know these are actors, but yet you're reacting as if it's real. So these ideas of separation are just dreams and fantasies, nightmares that, and you know what I think of? I think of Michael Jackson's Thriller. If you listen to those words and if you go back and watch the video, you'll see what I'm saying. Because to me, when I see that, it's all about the illusions that humanity has created. She's on a date and they go to the movies. It's scary. She ended up falling asleep. She didn't know she fell asleep. And then she was in a dream. And then he turns into a werewolf. And then, there are lots of people, zombies walking and everything. And she doesn't know she's in a dream because it feels so real. And if you listen to the words, he's saying, this is Thriller, this is Thriller. In other words, he's saying this dream that you're in, this nightmare that you're in, this world that you created is a crazy, messed up place filled with ghouls and things to watch out for. It's Thriller. It's a crazy world, dangerous. It's messed up. But this world is an illusion. It is a projection from the soul, from the mind, a dream that has been bought into. So as this light is returning, as this light is shining, as this light increases and you align yourself with this light, you're going to see these fake, quote unquote, ghouls, zombies, or situations that look scary. Now, I'm not talking about real creatures. I'm talking about situations on Earth that look crazy and don't make sense, or situations in other people's lives. This is the thriller. This is the nightmare. This is the dream. And in the video, she woke up from the theater, and she's like, "Oh, that was just a dream," but yet, his eyes glowed at the end, and it was tricking you to say, "Well, is she still dreaming? Has she fully woken up yet?" So I thought that was a nice example. If you go back and just watch it and keep these principles in mind. So you got to get to the eye of the storm, and you've got to look at any situation in your life as a form of separation. Any situation that is, brings up feelings of lack, where you feel low self-esteem, you feel you're not good enough, or you feel you don't have, or you feel powerless. Those are all symbols of the same one problem, which is you believe you have been separated from the divine, and that is a lie. So coming back to the idea, programming the idea within you, actually, you don't even have to program that idea, but what you're doing is aligning yourself back to this idea that you are already one with the divine, and you are already unified with all the attributes of the divine, especially when you see and not buying into the symbols of separation, allowing them to be seen for what they are, a movie. You'll be able to let them go. So this is what you need to do. So here's a practice. I promised you a practice. So what you want to do is you want to have some time for yourself, 10-15 minutes. Slow your breathing down. Relax your jaw. Just relax your jaw. That helps the communication pathways to open up. And slow your breathing. Close your eyes so you can cut out the stimulation of the world. And then I want you to just use your senses and sense around you. You just pay attention to what you're hearing. Pay attention to what you feel. Pay attention to how your clothes feel on your body. Pay attention to your left foot, your right foot, temperature in your hands. Feel the rhythm of your breathing. And get a sense of your body as a unified whole. Get a sense of your body as all the parts that are unique, all the cells, tissues, organs, systems, circulatory system, digestive system, nervous system, all these advanced systems as a whole, working together. And the best part is you don't have to do anything about it. It happens on its own. And just appreciate that sense of oneness. And get a sense of that at a deeper level. This unified whole. And now extend that idea outside of you to just bring your awareness to the space around you, outside of you. And extend that idea of a unified whole. And feel as if the world around you is also a unified whole. That things are connected, working together. And you're part of this. And you're part of this, you could say, plan. This harmony, this flow. And then you can just spend a couple minutes resting in this. Somehow, you are part of something bigger. And that things are unified. They harmonize. Even if you can't see it all the time. Now, when you're ready, you can just come back with that feeling or sensations of things being unified. And you being taken care of. And then, you can open your eyes if your eyes were closed or whatever. And so get the idea of this practice and use it every day to center and ground yourself and to bring this idea, program this idea. By program, we mean through repetition every day, so that it becomes something that you truly believe deep down. And so that when things seem chaotic or out of place, that idea can start to come and soothe that part of you or those thoughts and remind you of this. This will help you align to the truth and break out of illusions. Hope you liked this video. And if you did, like, subscribe, and look out for more. Peace.